After shocking the nation by committing to Tulane as one of the top-ranked recruits in the country, Nick Sabaka Jr. had the best freshman season in college football history. He showed that he has potential to be just as good as his father, catching 19 interceptions and almost taking Tulane to the college football playoffs. Nick Jr. had planned to stay at Tulane for at least his sophomore season, but then something happened that changed everything. The best safety in NFL history, Nick's older brother Ziggy Sabaka, was diagnosed with early onset CTE after sustaining dozens of undiagnosed concussions and had to medically retire from football. Ziggy wound up as a defensive backs coach at Iowa, and Nick Jr. immediately made the decision to go join him. So Nick will be playing his sophomore year for the Iowa Hawkeyes, trying to lead them to a Big Ten title and win the Heisman Trophy. His goal is to catch 30 or more picks this year, and if he doesn't do it, I'll be sending everybody who likes this video a brand new 2024 Porsche 911. Let's go ahead and get right into it. It is time for Nick Sabaka's first game as an Iowa Hawkeye. He's starting it out playing cover 2 and lurking up the flat route. One of Nick's first snap on the field is gonna be a pick 6. He struts into the end zone and Kinnick Stadium is going nuts. I want this to be nothing short of the greatest season in college football history, and not just on defense. We're gonna do it with the kick returns too. Nick gets up out of there and there is nobody in the country that can catch him. Definitely nobody on this Northern Illinois team. He is gonna take it to the crib for his second touchdown of the day. Give this man the Heisman right now. Actually having guys to block on the kick returns is nice, as Nick coming downfield here laying the hit in the backfield. Now he's going to get a chance at a punt return and actually has tons of space here. We'll see if we can get to the outside. Not quite this time. Can't say this Iowa offense has done a whole lot so far, but defense has been phenomenal. It seems like Nick has definitely improved his run support skills, as we are now just beating the brakes off of NIU. Even though NIU's down by a lot, they've still been stubborn about running the ball, and we're going to get a shot at a punt return here. This time the blocking sets up perfectly, and man, these NIU boys are slow. Nick is going to take this to the crib, high stepping into the end zone for the third time today. This is about as good of an opening game as we could have asked for. I'm just trying to get some more picks now. And as a reminder, this is of course on Heisman difficulty. We got to do it, boys. We got to do it. We're in man coverage here, lurking up the out route again. Give me that. And this is going to go back to the house too. This game is really resistant to putting DBs on the Heisman watch, but after this game, boys, after this game with 4 touchdowns, you got to think that Nick's going to be on there. But wait a minute, the game is not over yet, and Northern Illinois says, you know what, let's run that exact same play. Let's give it to Nick again, and this is going to give us 55 points on the day. This time we're going to start high stepping at the 10-yard line. I think it's safe to say Iowa fans are probably pretty happy with the investment their program made in Nick. Boy ended up having 8 tackles on the day, 1 tackle for loss, 3 interceptions, all of them of course going back to the house. Touchdown in the kick return game as well as the punt return game. Nick is of course going to get National Defensive Player of the Week after that, and the Heisman watch people said, you know what, we're not impressed. We're just going to have to keep proving it on the field, as we got Kinnick Stadium striped out for a game against Iowa State. This is going to be the real test for Nick. Can he ball out in the in-state rivalry game? And it looks like it. He'll get a pick in the second quarter, continuing his hot streak, and this is going to put offense in excellent position to take a big lead. Unfortunately, offense gets nothing out of it, but that's okay, offense. Nick can do it himself. He's going to snatch another streak out of the sky, and taking this back, all we got to do is fake like we're going inside and then cut it out. Nick will dive into the end zone, and after this, like, how could he not be on the Heisman watch? He's single-handedly carrying this team. We're not done yet though. I want to see more, and man, these out routes are so easy to bait up. I was not expecting to get this many touchdowns this season, especially against good competition like Iowa State. 3 picks in the first half is nuts. This game has been beautiful so far, but Nick trying to bait up the curl route here, and Iowa State has a fade ball wide open. They cooked our cover 1, and that one could get the Cyclones back in this thing. Offense gets a big answer with the field goal though, as Nick gets targeted on the slant and kind of gets punked by the wide receiver. Can't fall asleep at the wheel here. Got to keep playing lockdown coverage, and Nick definitely did that on first down. This quarterback's got to be a little bit gun shy at this point, or maybe not. I thought he was done throwing that vert to Nick. I guess the boy did not learn his lesson. This time we won't quite be able to get the pick 6, but still, man, 4th pick on the day. Nick looks a lot more athletic this season. The fact that we're blowing out an actual like good overall team in Iowa State is a really good sign for the rest of this season. If Nick can keep doing this all season, dude, we are definitely going to be headed to the college football playoffs. I've figured out a little bit something with the controls at cornerback that should just make Nick absolutely unstoppable, and that's really Iowa State's read there. That is going to wrap this one up. I was low-key hoping for another pick, but we end up winning the Cyhawk walk trophy. And Nick was just lights out, dude. 4 picks, only gave up 1 completion. And how many touchdowns we have today, 2? We'll see if Nick continues to look like a golden god against Wisconsin here in the Big Ten opener. Or maybe the way that Nick's been playing in the last couple of games is just the way that he's gonna play for the entire season. And it's kind of looking like it right now, man. He gets the pick on the fade ball. Got a little bit behind that, but quickly made up the room. So we head into the second quarter. Hawk fans are waving to the Children's Hospital. The Iowa boys are looking quite good so far. And man, they're coming right back to Nick here on the post route. What are you doing, bro? We'll take that. Not quite able to get up out of there for the pick 6 that time. But that is already Nick's 10th interception on the season. This game looks like it could turn into a blowout as we've got a shot at a safety here. I'm just going to straight up blitz Nick and see what happens. As Wisconsin's going to run the ball, and oh man, I was right there. I did not angle that correctly. A forced safety would have been a nice stat to have, and we were almost there for the bubble screen. I saw it just a split second late. And Wisconsin is able to get out of the shadow of their own end zone. But here on third down, they're going to the other side of the field, and that side is locked down as well. I should say, dude, not just Nick, but his teammates have been really good. But Wisconsin is going to drill a freaking 56 or 7 yard field goal. My God. The Badgers are going to have to start moving a little faster to get back in this thing, though. And our guys continue to make plays all over the field to knock out passes. This is a Phil Parker coach defense after all. But okay, right when I say that, we get scorched over top. We are thankfully able to run that guy down. If he was 99 speed or something, we would have been in trouble. But as it is, a lot more time's going to run off the clock, and looked like they were trying to set up a bubble screen there. We were all over it, and there's a flag on the play. My guess is this is an illegal man downfield or something. And yeah, this one is coming back. And more time just running off the clock as we're baiting up the streak there, but dude threw that at the perfect time. And for the first time this season, Nick gets cooked up. We got a little bit too excited. This game should hopefully be over anyways, as I am just desperately trying to bait up this curl route. We ended up going for the quarterback, and he just throws it out of bounds. So we'll have 4th and 11 for the game. Looks like Wisconsin's just going with bunch verticals and trying Nick. He was in the cloud flat, but lurks up the deep ball. One of the nicest picks of his career, man. He just played that perfectly, and that's going to seal up the game. I really thought that Nick was about to come back down to earth. Instead, he catches another 4 interceptions. He's going nuts. Still not number 1 on the Heisman watch, though. Come on. In game number 4 of the season, Nick and the boys are going to take on an unranked Ohio State team. The Iowa boys are up to number 14 in the country. We'll see what we're up against today, as Nick almost skirted up out of there. Offense got us started with a field goal, but Ohio State starting it out with a tricky play action, and they're going to get deep into our territory just like that. Nick is going to have to go crazy today for us to win this game. But hey, we get a sack there. So it'll be a big time 3rd and 7 from the 22. As Nick's man runs a curl, we're trying to bait that, but they're just going to hit the corner route. Okay, Ohio State's offense is tough. They're going to run it in for an easy touchdown, and our own offense is going to have more of a burden today for sure. It would be nice if Nick could do something in the kick return game, but he has been very quiet since game number 1. It's a lot harder against teams that actually have speed. Offense unfortunately turned the ball over, and now we're really in trouble. Ohio State going to take a 2-score lead on us. Thankfully, offense went down and got a touchdown. That is a huge response, especially after a turnover, but now defense needs to respond. The going has really been rough against a more talented team. Ohio State's basically just getting whatever they want. A goal line stop would be great here. Come on, man. On 3rd and 1, they are just gonna run it to our side, and we can't get off the block. I don't know if we can stop these boys. It looks like we're getting the wake-up call I've been expecting. We're gonna head into half down by 2 scores. All right, Nick, if you are really the Heisman, you're gonna catch a pick 6 here. It's hard when, even when he's baiting so hard against a 99 speed wide receiver, the ball's not coming his way at all. Our defense is getting exposed across the board in this game, and Nick bit down here in the deep zone, but is able to recover, and there's the big pick we needed. This is not going to be a big pick 6, but that's still huge. Offense has to go and do something now. Unfortunately, they're not able to do so, and time is starting to run out for a comeback. Nick trying to force the fumble. At this point, we're going to have to bait stuff up hard, and oh no, dude, this is the one guy we cannot bait. Nick Harbor is 99 speed, and Nick is going to get toasted. It is not every day you see our guy get outsped, and that might do it for this game. This defense has just been shockingly terrible today. We'll see if we can get a stop on 3rd and 13, and thankfully we can. Okay, if offense can score on this drive, we might just be able to get back in it. Unfortunately, Nick has nowhere to go, and man, this offense might actually have some juice. We have at least got a chance to stay in this game. Defense has just got to clutch up here, and unfortunately on 2nd down, Ohio State's just going to be able to run for it. We have to find some way to stop this running game, and I thought they were going bubble right at Nick there. Instead, they just handed off. Come on, boys, we can do Okay, one stop. They're going to go to the other side, and oh my God, that was almost a pick. All right, 3rd and 6. This could be it. Ohio State's got a man in motion. I am watching for the screen. Instead, they're going to go to the curl, and Deshaun Lee is going to pick it off. Nick's teammate is the one who comes up clutch. Let's see if offense can do it. They've got a 3rd and 7, and they threw a pick. Can't hate on offense, though. They've kept us in this game, as Ohio State is just chewing clock at this point. We are going to have a 3rd and 1, and the Buckeyes are actually going to oh no, they're just doing an RPO. Dang it, dude. I thought I saw a screen. We are going to have a 3rd and 10 here. This will be the game for sure. And Ohio State is actually going to pass it. Looks like they're going to take a deep shot. Just need our guy to shut it down. But Harbor is going to catch it. You got to be kidding me, dude. And sadly, we're going to take our first loss of the season. Nick had a big pick, but got burnt when we desperately needed to stop. This is going to hurt his Heisman hopes for sure. The good news is they still got us ranked number 20. And Nick still has a Heisman to win. He's going to start this out with a pick. I don't know why dude just tried to dump it to the flats with Nick right there. But all is right in the world again. Nick is going to take it to the house. There's nobody anywhere near him. I'm hoping for one of those 4-pick days today, but covering up the middle here, Louisiana is going to hit the zig route and nobody has an angle on this guy. This is going to turn into a touchdown for the Ragin' Cajuns, and they're right back in this thing. And offense goes 3 and out. This might not be a blowout after all, but they're going up top here to Nick. He's beat a little bit, but he's going to recover and make the pick in traffic. And dude, Nick has some space to work. This is one of those teams that does not have a lot of speed to catch up to him. All he has to do is angle himself inside, cut back out, and it's going to be his 2nd pick 6 of the day, 92 yards to the crib. Last game might have been rough, but everyone has an off game sometimes. I'm glad we're getting back on course here. Louisiana is putting a little bit of a drive together though, and going to the end zone here. Somehow we got cooked up. If it weren't for the turnovers, this offense isn't too bad. Given what Nick's done so far today, it's absolutely crazy that this is a 3-point game. Offense has got to get their stuff together here. And thankfully, they do go get a quick touchdown. As man, I just can't bait up that hitch route, dude. All right, let's get the return game cooking a little bit. Unfortunately, Nick has absolutely no room to do that. Heading into the 4th quarter, this one's looking a little bit dicey, and they're going to cook up our cover 2 on the corner route. Louisiana just keeps producing big plays in the passing game, and this one's going to the crib. Suddenly, Louisiana has a chance to take the lead. Thankfully, on 2nd down, we're able to get a sack. And here on 3rd down, I'm trying to lurk something up. We're baiting up the streak route, and Nick is going to get his 3rd pick of the day. Let's go. Offense, you better go punch this thing in. Nope, instead they just kick a field goal. But we've got beautiful coverage here on 2nd down. Nothing is open, and the quarterback's going to go down in the backfield. All right, so 3rd and 23. Don't give this up, boys. Come on. Got to be watching for the deep ball here. It looks like it's just 4 verts, and we're going to hit home again. It'll be 4th and 30. And wow, they're going to go for this with 2 minutes left. I honestly think it would make way more sense to just punt it here. But instead, they're going right to Nick Sabaka, and I didn't play that perfectly, but Lutmer's going to get the pick, and that should hopefully seal this thing up. Offense gets a touchdown. We still got time for pick number 4 too. But on 4th down, they're trying to go to the corner, and that is just going to get knocked away. Okay, so closer than we'd hoped for sure, but we get the dub. Nick had a great day with 3 picks. Should have been 4, and he took 2 of those back to the crib. How about another National Player of the Week, as now Nick is atop the Heisman watch. And hey, we're back up to number 14 in the rankings. Taking on Washington next. I think this is our first away game of the season. Offense thankfully started it out with a touchdown. And here on defense, Nick is going to start it out with a pick, dude. Why do they keep trying him on these deep balls? Not a lot of room to run, but he's going to take it down to the 30. What a start. After a few close ones, I would be pretty happy to just have a straight up blowout. Washington's driving it here. Need to stop on 3rd and 6 as the camera angle just turned disgusting, and they are going to get a touchdown. An offense does nothing on the next drive, but Nick laying a nice little hit on 1st down. When he has gotten the chance to square someone up, he has done so emphatically. I'm just waiting on his first forced fumble. Okay, 3rd and 3 here. Come on, boys. Washington is just going to go with a read option, and Nick couldn't get to the outside quick enough. We do end up getting the tackle. And here on 1st down, they're going with a little end around coming right to Nick. I was worried we weren't going to make that tackle. All right, number 2 racking up some tackle stats and trying to bait up the corner here. Oh, boys, we were on it. I don't know why I couldn't get a good reaction. On another 3rd and 1 here, Washington is going to go to the air. We were in man press, but Nick is able to just swat that ball away. And man, the CPU just loves these conservative punts around the 40. Nick is going to get a little bit of room, had some trouble getting around his blocker, and we will only get this out to the 20. And man, offense really struggling after a hot start. And here on 2nd down, I'm waiting on the corner route, but he's just going to take the curl. We're going to get a pick on on that eventually. We got Washington a 3rd and short again, but they're just going to go to the other side. Okay, 25 seconds is not a lot of time. Trying to bait up the corner again, and once again, just a little bit under it. I can't quite get it right. So Washington ends up tying it up with a field goal. We're going to go into halftime 10-10. We straight up just need another pick from Nick. As on 3rd and 6 here, Washington's going over the middle. Thankfully, we knocked that out. Okay, it has been a minute since we did something in the return game, and it's going to be another minute because dude kicked that nowhere. As offense gets nothing out of great field position, I don't know what their deal is right now, but we're in trouble. All right, boys, need to make a play here. Washington's in an empty bunch situation, and I'm watching out for the corner routes. Instead, they'll just dump it off to the other side and pick up the first. The frustrations just will not stop in this game. And going back to the air here, they just hit the flat, and our dude misses a tackle. The Huskies are on a 17-point unanswered run. Okay, thankfully, offense finally gets a touchdown. You're gonna have to come up with a big stop on defense here, and Nick got beat but forces the fumble. The first of his career is a huge one, and Keeter picks it up to get us to the 25. This is where this defense has got to clutch up. 1st and goal. This looks like it could be some kind of Z spot. No, they just go the drag. The time running down. 2nd and goal. We gotta watch out for the flats, and they get us. I got caught way too far inside, and Washington ties it up. So offense is gonna have a minute and a half to win it, unless Nick can take this to the crib, which he sadly is not able to do. And offense did not get the job done. They're gonna leave Washington 30 seconds, and it looks like we might just be headed to overtime, boys. All right, Nick's first overtime game in the Big Ten. All right, I'm expecting a run here, but you never know. Looks like the Huskies are gonna pass it on 3rd and 1, and is that gonna be short? It's gonna be an inch short, it looks like. But somehow offense gets nothing. Washington is going to upset us. Man, that was tough. Nick came up with big plays, had a pick 6 and a forced fumble, but offense just straight up wasn't good today. And now we might have to run the table. After the devastating overtime loss, we're taking on Illinois, and Nick is trying to cover up the corner route here, but Illinois hits us on the other side for the touchdown. And offense can't do anything on the following drive, but Nick baiting up the out route, and this is going to be a pick 6, just what this team needed. Nick will start his high step at the 10-yard line. It's a 53-yard pick 6. All right, that puts us in a much better spot here with time ticking down in the 2nd quarter. Illinois gonna go up top, and we were pressed up on the other side. The Illini scorching our defensive backfield for some reason. Let's see if we can get a little kick return going here to start the 2nd half. Things are not looking good, and I thought we had a lane, but we can't quite get out of there. We're gonna need another pick soon, and Illinois running curls here. Nick tried to bait it up, but couldn't quite get in there. And at this point, we're pretty much screwed unless we get a pick 6. Illinois will take a sack, but with a field goal, they might put this game out of reach. Something's got to happen soon, and Illinois going with a slant. Nick lays down a big hit and forces the fumble, his 2nd of the season, but Illinois picks it up. Absolutely brutal break, and Illinois going for this 4th and 5. We have this jumped, but once again, a missed opportunity. That definitely could have been a pick 6, and that is going to kill our chances to win this game. We'll take another brutal loss. I was not expecting Illinois to do us like that, as Nick had the pick 6, but once again, just some missed opportunities that hurt us bad. We need a bounce back game today against Purdue, and I'm not trying to have another 1-pick day. Let's go get it. Nick baits that up a lot. Honestly, a dangerous amount, and he's going to try to scamper down the sideline here, able to beat the slow, fat lineman. But this isn't quite going to be a crib call. Some wide receiver runs us down. Offense punches it in, though. A great start to this game for sure. Man, they got to throw me a pick on that Crowe route one time. Looks like this is a play-action pass, and we just swatted away. Thought that was maybe coming Nick's way. As matched up against the receiver who tracked him down here. That dude's probably pretty fast, but we just go in for the hit on the running back. Big 3rd and 7 here. Purdue is gonna just go over the middle way too easy. Not a fan of how Purdue's moving the ball on us here, and my god, where are our linebackers? Those boys must be getting blocked terrible. Purdue's down to the goal line just like that, and their running back is gonna walk in. This one's gonna be tough if offense doesn't get its act together, and y'all see how hard I'm working to bait up this damn Crowe route. Why can he never throw it? All right, 3rd and 22. I'm looking for a fade ball here, and let's see, did I bait it up too much? No, he's just gonna go over the middle, and dude is going to get an inch away from the first. So we'll have 4th and inches. Nick is coming on the blitz here, but he's gonna drop back into coverage, and the Purdue quarterback just finds a guy. I swear to god, the CPU cranked up the difficulty on us or something, because suddenly getting stops on defense feels nearly impossible. With just 40 seconds left in the half, offense has yet to score. We got great field position here though. I'm hoping Nick can get a little punt return game going. Yeah, hasn't cooked on one of these in a minute, and once again, the coverage is just not there. Offense punted the ball so fast, there's still time left on the clock, and I'm trying to get a safety here. Purdue is running the ball, and they'll get it out to the 5. Thankfully, offense comes out of half with a touchdown at last, and Purdue throws the ball off of our linebacker's head. All right, well, 3rd and 10 here. Trying desperately to bait up that deep ball. Purdue is just going to go over the middle. Quarterback literally had all day, and Nick tries to lay down the big hit. Plain and simply, the boys on the other side of the field just can't guard a soul. I don't know if we can keep running man coverage. Thing is, man coverage is where we get a lot of our picks. The cover 2, really all we can do is just bait up the flats. We'll try a little cover 6 here on 3rd and 5, but they pick that apart too. Gotta try to find something here on 1st and goal, and they're going with a screen to Nick's guy. The quarterback doesn't throw it though. He just tries to scramble. That'll at least put us in better position to get a stop, as on 3rd down, for some reason, Purdue just runs the ball, and they miss the field goal, and offense goes and gets a touchdown. This one's starting to look a little bit more promising, and look at that just strap up coverage from Nick, step for step on the receiver. We just gotta hold it down for 3 minutes out here, but Purdue's starting to put together a drive. We're gonna have a huge 3rd and 5 here, as they're just going with a hitch route to Nick's side, but they throw it over the middle, and Purdue ties up the game. It'll be up to our offense, and they are able to get a field goal. Okay, so here we go, boys. 49 seconds on the clock, and on the first play, our corner on the other side is gonna get scorched. That's not a good start. I don't normally run cover 3. We are gonna try it here, and they'll just dump it off short of the sticks. What are you doing, Purdue? Ton of time gonna run off the clock after that, and on 3rd down, they are coming Nick's way. Oh my god, dude, we were on it, but I got turned around somehow. I didn't strafe off correctly, and Purdue gets possibly the game-winning touchdown over Nick. Unbelievable, dude. There's 21 seconds left on the clock, and Nick is not able to do anything with the return, but offense somehow got a touchdown. Nick is going to get absolutely bailed out, as the Hail Mary for Purdue isn't going anywhere. Man, that was one of the roughest moments of the season. I'm glad that it didn't end up costing us, but it could cost Nick the Heisman. He played okay outside of that rough play, had the 1 interception obviously, but man, that just can't happen in that situation. After that close dub, they've got us back in the rankings for some reason, and this is going to be a chance to jump up. Beating number 8 Michigan on the road could put this team back in the playoff picture, but this is probably going to be a very difficult game. Nick's going to need to go off on this one, and he needs his teammates to step up. Right now, they're getting cooked up all down the field, and on 1st and goal, there is nobody up the middle. Nick should not be the only guy close to tackling the running back on that, and Michigan takes an easy lead. Offense was able to pin Michigan on the 1. Hopefully, we can at least get some good field position out of this. Big opportunity here on 3rd and 8 to do something, and the Wolverines are just going to run it again. So Nick has great field position to try to get a return together, and actually has pretty good blocking for once as well. He's going to try to steer up out of there, but can't quite do it. And offense is able to turn that into a touchdown. Big time 3rd down here. Michigan's going to send a guy in motion, and man, I was trying to bait that up. Instead, they go to the other side, and Davis, Nick's boy who's gotten torched constantly this season, gets a big pick. Offense is not able to do anything with that though. We just got to keep finding ways to get stops. And now we got another 3rd down. Watching for a hitch route or something, they're just going to go slant, and this time the other side of the field is just wide open. We ended the 2-minute warning in a rough spot, but looks like we've got great coverage across the board here, and the Michigan quarterback takes a 14-yard sack. All right, that's a big play. We got 2nd and 24, and they tried to hit the seam, but it's overthrown. All right, defense, let's keep on standing up. Sitting back in a cover 3 here. Michigan's trying to bomb us, but we're going to get in first. Just like that, it's 4th and 32. Defense picked a good time to play one of its best games of the season, and hey, nice little block there from number 7. Nick will at least have a little bit of room and get this offense out to the 35. I think it's possible we might have gotten our only score of the day from offense. Michigan's got a shot to score before halftime, but Nick is going to bait up the streak route and finally come up with his first pick of the game. I was really hoping that we'd be able to crib that thing. So we're able to come out of halftime unscathed and tied up with the Wolverines, as Nick trying to sneak through a hole there. He'll get us to the 27. We need to try to get a pick when we've got good field position like this, but Michigan just continuing to run the ball almost every down. On 3rd and 1, I am considering selling out for the run, as they are just going to go to the outside, and that's where Nick was supposed to be. Don't think a run commit would have helped there anyways. The Wolverines are just having their way with us on the ground. They send a guy in motion, and looks like this is going to be an out route, but Nick wasn't quite on it, dude. I baited it up way too much. So 4th and inches. My guess is they're just running it right up the middle here, and that is what we're going to get. I run committed, but it didn't hit. Big missed opportunity for Nick. Michigan is going to go with a pass here, but once again, just hitting the other side for an easy gain. And Nick's composure is low here. He's made a mistake pick, and the defense around him is struggling too. Michigan just death marched the hell out of that drive, 90 yards for a touchdown. That was brutal. While offense finally gets another touchdown, defense has got to respond here, and we got to take advantage when we got him to third down. They'll go to the air here and testing Nick on the curl route. I tried to knock it out, but couldn't. Nick gets beat twice on critical third downs. He's gonna need to make some magic to make up for it, as now Michigan is rumbling. We missed our shot, dude. At this point, I don't see any reason the Wolverines would pass the ball, and Nick trying to lay the lumber there. A forced fumble would have been beautiful. On 1st and 10, Michigan is gonna go up the middle again, and we had a run blitz. I literally run committed middle. How is there nobody there? An offense, unfortunately, not able to get the job done. At this point, it's gonna take a miracle. Michigan's chewing clock. Nick is gonna try to shoot past the line of scrimmage, and it actually does get the tackle for loss. Gotta hope that they decide to pass it here for some reason, and oh my god, they actually will. We gotta bait this up, and they're gonna come Nick's way. Bro, I suck. I baited it up too much. We had to try it though. Despite the pick today, it has been honestly another rough game for Nick. It looks like our hopes of making a playoff really are gonna die today. A disappointing performance from Nick. He had 11 tackles and a pick, but it wasn't enough, dude. We needed to make plays on those third downs, and the kick return game has vanished since those first few games. Despite the rough day though, Nick remains atop the Heisman watch. To be fair, he is having one of the best seasons we've seen in college football history. Has 19 interceptions through, I don't know, 9 games, right? At this point, any hopes I had of this team accomplishing something special have pretty much completely diminished. It is going to be all about the individual accolades from this point on in the season. Nick still has a Heisman right in front of him to win. Nick is going to need a big game eventually though. The one pick performances aren't going to cut it. Our offense unfortunately turned the ball over, so Northwestern has it down here in the red zone and trying to get some kind of route open here. Their quarterback is going to scramble, and Nick is going to come up and make the tackle. That dude was going to shake up out of that, but I went to sim the field goal, and somehow it turned into a touchdown for Northwestern. I am not sure what exactly happened there. Offense did thankfully respond, and Northwestern's running back going to fumble the ball here, and we pick it up. Potential big momentum swing, or maybe just a small momentum swing. Offense gets the field goal, but we are going to get the stop here on third down. Honestly, I think I was maybe cooked up on the streak route, and Nick Jr. is going to get the chance at a return here. Has not had a lot of space at all on these, but we'll get a little bit here. Not going to turn into a touchdown, but we keep on racking up those yards that should help with the Heisman hopes. And just like that, we got a 2-score lead. And of course, when I actually bait up the curl route right, they don't throw it. Somebody has got to give me the technique on that, boys. Northwestern's trying to go with the deep ball game here and going to the other side. Our boy number 36 is gonna get cooked up. We've seen this more than I would like this year, and Northwestern's gonna get an easy tutty. And after a rough start, offense is actually playing well. A shocking amount of points scored in the first quarter as dude just totally whiffed on his block. That could have been a touchdown. Still no picks for Nick on the day. It's looking like this unfortunately won't be the big game he's hoping for. Quarterback's just not coming his way. The good news is we're actually dunking on Northwestern, as I'm gonna move to zone coverage to see if that helps, and it does. Nick is gonna bait up the out route. How many times have we seen that this season? And this feels good. He is finally gonna get a pick, and it goes to the crib. I think that might be his 20th on the season. He's looking to get another one before it's all said and done, and flying in for a hit here on the other side of the field. Feels like we got a little bit of mojo back, and this time going to the flats, Nick is gonna get another one, and it's gonna be another pick six. Yes, man, this is what we needed. This is what we needed to win the Heisman. Nick is gonna strut into the end zone, and just like that, this team has got 40 points on the board. This is looking more like what we saw at the start of the season, and Nick's gonna get tried again here on the streak route. He will close on that, but for one of the first times this season is gonna drop the pick, so we just miss out on a third on the day. And they're trying Nick on the slant here. Dude, we probably could have jumped that, and we got 52 points all of a sudden. It's like after deciding to put us in our place and humble us for a few games, things are going back to their normal difficulty, as Nick is gonna get tried again on the deep ball, and this time he's a little bit behind it, but once again just makes up the ground. There's his third on the day, and that is Nick's 22nd interception on the season. He's having one of the best in college football history. That's gonna bag this one up. After a slow start, we really turned it on in the second quarter. Nick balling out with 3 picks, 2 touchdowns, and 2 pass deflections, and that should definitely keep him atop the Heisman. That performance will once again earn Nick National Defensive Player of the Week, and the Heisman's starting to look kind of likely. The only thing that's going to hurt us is we probably won't have the chance to play in a conference championship. With 2 games left in the regular season, we're headed to Minnesota to try to win the Floyd of Rosedale. We'll see if Nick can carry some momentum into this one, as Minnesota going with slants, and I'm trying to bait a little something up here. Nick is going to get under the slant, but can't catch it, and Minnesota takes the lead. We're deep into the second quarter here, and Nick still has yet to make a play, but trying to lay down the huge hit on the hitch route. We got to knock that ball out. Minnesota's been moving the ball pretty steadily. I'm not trying to see any more of that, and Minnesota tries to go up top here. You idiot, give me that. Nick does what he does best, and this one's going back to the bank, boys. That slow-ass quarterback is not going to catch us. We will easily outmaneuver him, and this will be 83 yards to the Casa for Nick. Nobody knows how to flip a game on its head like Nick Sabaka, and oh man, I thought we had the pick on the curl there, just barely got the paw in. Minnesota's going to need some quick hitters to get back in this one at this point, but on 3rd and 12, their quarterback's going to go down in the backfield. Now we need offense to go close this thing out. Nick's going to take the kick return here and trying to bounce it to the outside. He actually has some room. This is Nick's best kick return in a minute, but he's not quite going to be able to get to the crib. That does propel offense into getting 3 points though, which gives Minnesota a lot of ground to cover if they want to get back in this, and that was just great defense on the cover too there. The Gophers are going to punt the ball and potentially the game away, and that was just a putrid punt. Not a whole lot to worry about at this point, as I am just baiting stuff up heavy. They're going to come to Nick, and he was a little bit too much under net, but is able to get the knockout. I do really want one more pick before we get out of here, as Nick is playing the cover 3 here, and we'll see if we can get to this. Dude is trying to hit us up the seams, and the ball gets tipped. Nick picks it off on the tip drill, and he's going to have a lot of room to run, dude. This would be a crazy pick 6. He's going to cut it to the right, and I don't think this is quite going to be a crib call. Maybe we should have made some more moves. We do win the Floyd of Rosedale. Marco Lanes is absolutely geeking out. Nick had another great day, 4 tackles and 2 picks, one of which went to the crib, giving him 24 on the season with 1 game left. And next up, a chance to ruin Nebraska's season. We're playing in the yellow unis in the stripe out. Let's get it. I know Nebraska's going to be a run-heavy offense. They run way more I-form on this game than they do in real life. With them backed up in their territory, I'm hoping we can get a stop here, but on 3rd down, dude is just going to sneak up out of there. We need to get knockoff Mahomes passing the ball out here. If Nebraska's able to just run it all over us like this, we could be in trouble. Nebraska is going to pass it here, and looks like just a little smash concept. Nick will bait up the curl route and makes a good tackle. We got 3rd and 4. All right, we'll see what Nebraska goes to here. We're sticking with the cover 2, and Raiola's going to go to the other side. This is going to be just a little bit short of the sticks, and it looks like the Huskers are going to go for it here, expecting a run, but they are going to pass it, and we cannot get the knockout. Dang, had a good chance to make a play on that. Instead, the drive will continue, and Nebraska's running back is apparently the next incarnation of Derrick Henry. Dude breaks out of a tackle and is going to run all the way down to the 5. This has been a disturbingly long drive for Nebraska, and it's going to end up with an easy rushing touchdown. An offense unfortunately struggling so far in this one. Nebraska has a 3rd and 10 though, and just going with a draw. Sit the hell down. Still waiting on that 3rd forced fumble on the year for Nick, as he is going to have no room to work on this punt return, unfortunately. Anybody else remember Nick's first game where he took like 3 kick returns to the crib? I was kind of hoping that the entire season was going to be like that. Instead, I think we've gotten what, 0 since then? Like barely any for sure. And they went screen right at Nick there. We saw it kind of late, but still able to get the tackle for loss. Pretty weird design from Nebraska on that one. On 3rd and 11, I'm trying to bait something up. They go to the other side though, and now I'm really wishing we got a pick on that screen. On 1st and goal, the Huskers are running right at us. I tried to run commit, but once again, this dude sheds a tackle, and we are seriously in trouble down 14 zip. Getting back in this game in the second half is definitely going to be an uphill battle. Nebraska's got a 21-0 lead. Offense hasn't been able to do anything, and Nebraska is going to have a chance to take a 4-score lead into the 4th quarter. This is disgusting, boys. Our only hope is some kind of miracle pick 6, but the Huskers just stay on the ground, and we cannot stop it. I hate to say it, but it looks like Nebraska is going to win their Super Bowl, and these guys don't get a win very often. They're going to run up the score on us. A rare no-pick game. Hopefully this isn't detrimental to Nick's Heisman hopes. 7 total tackles, but nothing really to show in this game. As we head to bowl season, here's the moment of truth. Will Nick win the Heisman? He will. Let's go. We get our first defensive back Heisman winner in Nick's sophomore season. I honestly was not expecting him to come through, man. And who knows what we can accomplish in these next couple of years. Nick is also going to win Returner of the Year. That first game, I guess, was enough to get him over the hump. And no way, dude. We're playing Iowa State in the bowl game. This should be an interesting one. Last time we played these guys, Nick balled out. And covering the slant here almost gets his hands in there for the pick. Hey, I mean, we get 6 picks today. We're at 30 on the season. As I'm trying to bait up the curl route here, running back and forth. They just don't throw it like they did in 7, NCAA 14. Can I get a return one time, please? It's been a minute. There's guys closing in around Nick here, but okay, we actually got decent blocks. And Nick is going to have a shot to make this at least a decent return. Gonna have to make a guy miss, and he swerves him out of his shoes. Accelerating forward. Finally, we're going to get the 4th kick return touchdown on the year. Let's go. A couple of picks, and this would be a nice way to close the season. And Nick manned up here, gets the out route, and dives for the pick. That was one of his best of the year. I haven't gotten that animation in a minute. Headed to the 4th quarter, we got a 10-point lead. And this 4th down should pretty much decide it, but uh-oh, dude. I got way too aggressive. Just played straight up bad coverage. We are going to be able to hawk this dude down, but that might kind of get Iowa State back into the game. It would be pretty rough if we found a way to lose this one, and once again, just too much bait. I was hoping to get a little flat route pick, and the Cyclones are within 3. All right, how about some redemption on the kick return here, Nick? Let's see if we can get some blockers. We're going to cut it in and cut it back out. Oh, we were so close. Thankfully, offense goes to get a touchdown. We should be okay now, just can't let them score too fast, and this ball gets knocked up into the sky. We got a chance at a pick, but no one can come down with it. And Iowa State is going to kick an incredibly long field goal. Looks like 55 yards, but their kicker, plenty of leg, drills it. Iowa State just finding a way to hang around, and they've got a shot to tie the game. We got to keep everything in front of us here. Can't be too aggressive with the baiting. And damn, just like that, Iowa State's at the 27. This time they do go with the corner route, and Nick bags that up. Iowa State's quarterback's going to take a sack. All right, 3rd and 24 with 1 minute left. Nothing crazy here, boys. I am going to bait up that deep ball with the guy over top. All right, 4th and 24. Nick's playing a cloud flat here. Just can't let anything up over top, and they're going to go over the middle. Nick has to make a tackle, and thankfully he does do it. That one got a little bit weird, but we do get to 8 wins on the season. Nick had a good first half, terrible second half, but it ended up working out. And checking out the season stats, Nick was 4th on the team in tackles, 3 tackles for loss, had 25 interceptions, 4 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and how many pick sixes? 12. So a damn good sophomore season. I really think we can get 30 next year. We just had some like peaks and valleys this year. Be sure to tune in for the next one, and have a good one. Peace.